Hey guys, Tundrum here. This is episode 6 of Superhero Spotlight. Now, in this episode, we delve back into the Marvel Universe and dealing with one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite ongoing series characters right now. And yeah, he's a fantastic character, and I hope you enjoy it. So, in this episode, we'll be dealing with a god. And that god is the mighty Thor. Just to delve into a little backstory about Thor. Thor is the Norse god of thunder. He is really well known in the Marvel Universe. He's probably right up there with Captain America, as far as Captain America and Spider-Man, as far as and Iron Man, as far as superheroes goes. He's more mystically based superhero because of his Asgardian roots. He has Hulk level strength. He's not mainstream yet, but we'll get into that a little later. So yeah, there's been a couple of incarnations of Thor. The 616 universe Thor. The Ultimate Universe Thor, and so a version I haven't really talked about yet in Superhero Spotlight is also the Marvel Zombies Thor. Most of the heroes in the Marvelverse have been zombified in some manner, and the Marvel Apes version, but we're not going to talk about that because that's an embarrassment. Anyway, getting into the spotlight for Thor. Thor is actually a very interesting character, and he's sort of a landmark character in a way. And he may not be the only one, but he's definitely the first superhero that parallels into real life. He's the first superhero that actually is based on real life. He's an actual people believe that he was an actual deity. He's a god. In Norse mythology, Thor was an actual god. He's a real god. But he didn't look anything like the version that we see today. But he certainly has all the distinctions of the original Thor. He has a hammer. He has controls the weather. He's part of the Asgardian gods. He's the son of Odin. All those characteristics fit well into the Marvel version of Thor. Now, he currently is going through some rough times right now. First of all, right around after the Avengers disassembled and Civil War, Ragnarok happened, which happens to be the end times for all Asgardians, and he essentially died. He was not around during Civil War, during War Hulk, those story arcs, because he was dead. He has recently been brought back, but he has been given the Odin power, which is basically his dad's supreme power. Now, this has left him with a huge responsibility, because now he's basically leader of all Asgardians. Now, there's other things about Thor that I really love too, but his story is more. His story is more like a tragic Shakespeare type of story. It's maybe not tragic, but maybe more Shakespearean, where he speaks in that type of old day language, and it's more focused toward those olden days where all it is was about fighting and survival and stuff like that, and warriors bound, and that's Thor. That's him. He's a warrior bound. He's very honorable. Speaking of which, his hammer Mjolnir can only be picked up by Thor and those who who are deemed worthy to pick it up. Now there are very, very few people in the Marvel universe, and one in particular in the DC universe, which we'll get into later. I've been able to pick up his hammer. Beta Ray Bill is one of them, and actually who has a replica hammer Stormbreaker. Especially they're Storm brothers. They're sort of real good comrades. Another person is Captain America, of course, because Cap's the man. So he's been able to pick it up, and that's about basically it. There really hasn't been many other people who have been known to pick up Thor's hammer because it had not been deemed worthy. Thor was one of the founding Avengers. He's basically he's the one who started it all because of his brother Loki. Now Loki is his stepbrother. They fight all the time, though not physically because Loki is not much of a physical fighter. But Thor has gone up against many of the Marvel heavyweights, including Hulk, Juggernaut, Thanos, you name it, Galactus. He's gone up against some very, very powerful foes and survived. So he's considered one of the heavyweights of the Marvel universe. Now his comic book series right now is being written by J. Michael Straczynski. That picture you just saw was one of the covers for JMS's run. Fantastic read. I suggest picking up the trade because when it comes out, because he's done a fantastic job. I suggest you pick up and read it. There is a movie coming out of Thor, so when we see that, hopefully it'll be good. I'm hoping things will be good because it does have Natalie Portman as one of the actors as the love interest. So hopefully it'll be good. I'm hoping Marvel just doesn't disappoint, but I'm sure it'll be great. I'm sure it'll be great, and I'm sure that they'll be spot on with the whole Thor mythos and won't disappoint and bring Thor into the mainstream where he should be. So make sure you rate, comment, subscribe. And for the next episode is Wonder Woman, who happens to be one of the people, one of the superheroes who actually lifted up Thor's hammer. And this one's going to be an interesting one because